Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Professor Gurpreet Dhillon. In today's lecture, we're going to discuss one of the most influential and controversial ideas in the philosophy of science, positivism. If you've ever heard someone say only facts matter, or if you can't measure it, it isn't scientific, you've encountered a way of thinking that owes a great deal to positivism. For more than a century, positivism shaped how scientists conducted research, how universities trained researchers, and even how governments design public policy. It established the idea that science should be objective, empirical, and free from metaphysical speculation. But despite its enormous influence, positivism also attracted some of the strongest criticisms in modern philosophy. Thinkers like Karl Popper, Thomas Kuhn, Willard van Orman Quine, and many others challenged its assumptions and fundamentally changed our understanding of how science actually works. So in this lecture, we'll explore 4 questions. What is positivism? Why was it so influential? Why did philosophers begin criticizing it? And what remains of positivism today? Let's begin with the birth of positivism. The story begins in 19th century France with the philosopher Auguste Comte. Comte is often regarded as the founder of positivism and one of the founders of sociology. Comte believed that human knowledge develops through predictable historical stages. He called this the law of 3 stages. The first is the theological stage. In this stage, people explain natural events through supernatural causes. Thunder is caused by angry gods. Disease is divine punishment. Everything is understood through religion and mythology. The second is the metaphysical stage. Here, supernatural explanations give way to abstract philosophical concepts. Instead of saying that gods cause events, people speak about invisible forces, essences, or natural rights. Although more rational than theology, these explanations still rely on abstract ideas rather than direct observation. Finally comes the positive stage. This is the stage of science. Instead of asking, why does nature exist? Or what is the ultimate essence of reality? Scientists ask a different question. What do observations tell us? Knowledge, according to Comte, should be based only on what can be observed, measured, tested, and verified. This was a revolutionary shift. For Comte, science was humanity's highest intellectual achievement, and he believed that society itself could be studied scientifically. That is why Comte is widely regarded as the founder of sociology. So what exactly does positivism claim? At its heart are several important principles. First, empiricism. Knowledge comes from experience. Observation, measurement, and experimentation are the foundation of genuine knowledge. If something cannot be observed or tested, positivists become deeply skeptical of it. Second, verification. Scientific claims must be supported by empirical evidence. Ideas become meaningful only when they can be tested against observable facts. Third, objectivity. Scientists should separate facts from personal beliefs. Religion, politics, emotions, and personal values should not influence scientific conclusions. Fourth, the unity of science. Positivists argued that all sciences should follow essentially the same scientific method. Positivism entered a new phase in the early 20th century. A group of philosophers and scientists known as the Vienna Circle attempted to make science even more rigorous. Their movement became known as Logical Positivism. Their central idea was the verification principle. A statement is meaningful only if it is logically true or empirically verifiable. Everything else, including metaphysics and much of theology, was dismissed as meaningless. According to logical positivists, questions about God were considered scientifically meaningless. It's important to understand why positivism became so popular. Science had achieved spectacular successes. Physics explained planetary motion. Medicine began defeating infectious diseases. Despite its influence, positivism soon encountered serious difficulties. Can the verification principle itself be empirically verified? The answer is no. According to its own standards, it appears meaningless. Another problem involved universal statements. Consider the sentence, "All swans are white." How could we ever verify this? We would need to observe every swan that exists. That is impossible. This opened the door for Karl Popper. He rejected verification and instead proposed falsifiability. Science advances not by verification, but by attempting to refute theories. The next major challenge came from Thomas Kuhn. He argued that science operates within paradigms. A paradigm is an entire framework of assumptions and methods. Eventually, a scientific revolution occurs. A new paradigm replaces the old one. This involves changing the very way scientists interpret reality. We never observe reality from a completely neutral standpoint. Modern science still values observation and evidence, but adopts a more moderate position known as post-positivism. Scientists are human beings with biases. Social and historical contexts matter. Science is powerful not because it possesses absolute truth, but because it constantly questions itself. And that willingness to revise its own beliefs may be its greatest strength. Thank you for watching.